Hey, what's going on, people? It's Guns for Hire from Next Gen Tactics, and I wanted to put out a special, obviously, Remembrance Day video for everyone. And I thought it was very important that I do this. For me, this is the most, I wouldn't say the most important, but it is the most emotional day of the year for me, by far. And I do apologize ahead of time if you see me go quiet while I'm talking. I tend to get overwhelmed rather easily when I'm talking about it. I do get very passionate about it, so I'm very sincere in everything I say. So anyway, I wanted to, and I'm sorry for saying and all sort of stuff. I'm trying to stay with it. Even right now, I'm controlling myself. I get all emotional. So Remembrance Day, I know it, unfortunately it becomes very institutionalized for a lot of you guys, whether you're in school or even at work sometimes, where they, it's 11 o'clock, on November 11th, take 2 minutes, and reflect. And whether you do or not, some people just keep going. Business world keeps flying by. People are making money, and most people, I think it's sort of even dying down, where a lot of people sort of are ignoring it, and it's a real shame. It's a travesty, I would say. And it's a shame whether or not you do it. Who cares about 11 o'clock? Who cares about whether it's on this day? Some point in the year, take 10 seconds, 20 seconds, 33 seconds, it doesn't really matter, but acknowledge these men and women in the past, in the present, and the ones right now heading to the recruiting office, about to sign on the dotted line, to put their lives on the line to protect everything that you enjoy, your video games that you enjoy, YouTube videos that you like to watch, your right to dislike or like this video and place a comment on it. These men and women who don't know any of us, well, not any of us, that's not accurate. These thousands of people that may not know you at all. You don't know them at all, and so you forget about it and you go on your day. But the same thing applies to these men and women. They don't know you at all, but the difference is that they're willing to put their life on the line to protect that freedom that you enjoy. And I think we owe it to them. We absolutely owe it to them. And this isn't about, acknowledging a religious holiday or something. You can choose not, depending on your religious faith, you can choose not to celebrate Christmas. You can choose not to participate in Halloween or Easter or whatever it is, Hanukkah. It doesn't really matter, whatever it is. This has nothing to do with religion. This has to do with our fellow man, and by man I mean men and women, our fellow man that have historically put their lives on the line for the greater good of our society. Those are the ones willing to take a bullet, to stand in front of you like a human shield, so that you can badmouth. I say badmouth, but it's historically happened, and there's cliches out there that you'll hear all the time. Support the soldier, not the war. And although it is a cliche, which to those of you that don't know what that means, it's an overused expression. But they're overused for a reason, because they're relevant. You don't necessarily have to understand or even agree with the wars that have happened or are going on right now with the puppeteers of politicians. Now, I have my feelings of politicians. Some have their hearts in the right place, others do not. And I'm not here to judge them, and I don't really care about the politicians puppeteering these wars where soldiers die. I'm here to talk about the men and women that unselfishly have put their lives on the line to protect what they believe is the right thing to do. Whether or not the war is correct, it's very confusing for everyone to know. Sorry, I just hit the camera. It was convulsing. It's very difficult to know nowadays what wars are the ones we should be fighting and which ones we aren't. Because all of the news, everything you hear, regardless as to whether or not you believe it, there's a lot of propaganda, even in our own countries, from our own politicians. They control what we hear and what we see, even on our side. Whether you're in, Europe, Australia, the US, Canada, or whatever, a lot of the radio, the content that the media provides to you is filtered. It's part of the way it happens. They can't just let all stories fly in there. And to a certain degree, there's there's our own propaganda. You know, you hear about war propaganda from the enemy, where, you know, we have our own propaganda, and it makes these instances very confusing for us to understand whether or not these wars are the wars that we should be putting our men and our women and our children in danger to protect. Is it the right thing to do? And that all aside, I know I brought it up, but I just want to make sure that you understand what I'm talking about here. And it's the soldier that we need to stand up and remember. It's the men and women that have decided, you know what, I'm going to actually put my life on the line and protect. I love my country so much, and everything that it does and has provided me and my family, and I want to protect that for the generations to come, because it's the right thing to do. And so they do that. So it's important that you guys remember. And if you don't know any people in the past, current or anything, it doesn't matter. Think of them as someone, like, think about it if it was your buddy. If you were, you know, you had your best friend with you, and someone was coming by and they were about to shoot you, and your best friend could see that and was willing. It's very difficult to act as a human shield to protect your life unselfishly. That person deserves to be remembered. Now, all of you may protest, and you have your freedom of speech, your freedom of opinion, your freedom to ignore this day and continue on with your lives and do whatever you want, make your money, start a business, play video games, watch some YouTube videos. But you have that freedom, you have those freedoms because a soldier put their life on the line for you. So, it's very important, personally I think it's very important that you remember these people. Don't worry about the politicians, think about whether the war is right. Just support the men and women. Remember those that died for everything you enjoy right now. And acknowledge the ones that are going to continue to do so. The ones that are signing on the line. The ones that are getting shot at right now, regardless as to where they are in the world. Those people that don't know you are protecting you. And they deserve your respect and acknowledgement and love. That's it. I can't go on anymore. I'm done. I'm Guns for Hire. Peace.